Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. What do you think this is?
All right, let me
Yeah.
get my glasses on. Right.
Okay.
Oh,
It's got to do with painting. Rose bed.
is it one of those things those drip painters use?
I think it's a cleaner. It's a brush cleaner. So I guess you set your brushes in here with a bunch of solvent for oils,
Yeah.
and I don't know, something
What are
like
the
that,
holes? What are the holes in the bottom for?
for all the sediment that comes out. When you all the uh paint, all the why can't I use the words today?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the paint that comes off the brush goes to the bottom. The sediments. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Let
My
me have my
present
tea.
one.
Up to you.
When I
Okay. Well, that's one of my presents.
when I worked in an office, I was always rubbish at, like, if the photocopier broke, I'd have to get anyone else in the office to fix it for me. My brain can't see how things work. I mean, that thing you just showed me, I still don't understand how it works because there's holes in the bucket. So wouldn't it all fall through? I mean, my
It's raised up. Yeah, that's a good question. No, it's. Let me bring it out.
oh, okay. I
So it
feel
sits
like
here. So you wash your brushes, and all the sediment from your brush goes to the
yeah,
bottom and collects there, and it's just in your mineral spirits or your paint thinner
mm,
stays above the mesh. Hmm.
I'd have
I
to
don't
see
know.
it. Yeah,
Rose got it for me. It's a lovely gift. Thanks, Rose.
yeah.
And it's good because it's keeps me professionally inclined to be continue to paint. And she also got me a really big gift, which was a really high end industrial air filter to have, because down here it's really the VOCs get pretty bad when I paint with oil.
VOCs.
Volatile organic compounds. It's what's in oil paint and paint thinner and mineral spirits and all the things that they tell you not to get too close to, you know,
Yeah.
for cancer and all that stuff. She's worried about me, so she went out. She said, "Okay, when you remodel your studio, when you get it all cleaned out, put this big monster downstairs, and it just cranks out the. It has a big carbon filter, and it just cleans out the air. So,
Do I need to worry about acrylic paint?
nope. Unless
Right.
you're, I mean, unless you eat cadmium yellow, and cadmium's not. But the smells now, no.
Yeah, good. No, I've pretty much abandoned oil. Oil, even at bit. I mean, I haven't been to Billy's in ages. 'Cause I've been at Thailand, but even at Billy's, just before I left for Thailand, I was doing acrylic.
I noticed. Yeah,
Um, I I have to take it home the same day to get it through. I'm under such time pressure that I don't have
right.
time for oil at the moment. It takes up too much space, too much time.
Right.
I need to move stuff fast. So I'm on acrylic now, probably till next year, I'd imagine.
And it's funny because I'm going toward oil. But yeah, we'll see. Upstairs, we're running that big filter, that big industrial filter where Rose and I are working because we're working with oils.
Yeah.
So
Why
it's powerful.
why did you switch to oil?
Uh, to work with her, we just wanted to do oil. She likes oil paintings. She likes oil. So, and usually I think I switched to it because I was woefully inadequate in it. So I want to learn how to work with it. I like it. I mean, I like oil paint,
Me too. Yeah.
and I'm trying to figure out. I mean, as you must know, it's a completely different way to paint oil and acrylic, right? I mean,
I
you
get
can paint,
different
yeah.
results. I get different results, but the what I do doesn't really change. But I can tell the difference between an oil painting and an acrylic painting, at least by myself.
Me too. Very much so. It's a big difference for me. I guess the biggest difference would be look at this thing behind me. That's just an acrylic painting on just starting it.
Mm.
Uh, Now, this color, whatever, this rust, orange rust, it's already dry. So,
Yeah.
with oil, I'd be getting, it'd be a mess. And my brain, the next paint I apply to there would have to be considering what's underneath here already wet because they're going to blend.
Right.
I don't do that with acrylic. Acrylic, I put white on there. It's going to be white.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not going to be thinning the color that's already there. It's just going to go on solid. Um, so
Mm.
the difference is pretty significant for me. And acrylic paint, I can whip out paintings in a half an hour, but I could never accomplish that with oils in a
Yeah.
half an hour because I'm not finished. Meaning I'll finish a painting in an hour, but with an
Yeah.
oil painting, if I wanted it to be like how my brain is thinking it to be, it's a whole different brain wave
That's the
functioning.
thing. I don't have an image in my brain of what I want it to be. So maybe I think differently. Once I see it in front of me looking good, that's the first time it occurs to me what it's going to look like.
Me too. Me too. But I'm still making tweaks. So if I go, I just want to add blue there, but now I'm looking at, there's a bunch of green up there. I just with an oil paint, I have to
You'd
create.
know. Yeah,
I have
you'd
to
know it's
get rid
blue.
of it, get rid of the oil, then put blue on it. So if there's a
Yeah.
color change in my brain or something, I don't know. It's worth learning more about oils.
Yeah. I've discovered digital drawing now.
I know.
All
I
my
saw. I saw. What do you think about that with your flight back from Thailand and using the what was it? Procreate. What were you using?
I was using an app called Sketchbook. I bought
All right.
a tablet, an Honor Pad 10. It's like the iPad but cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a load of drawings because all my art materials are packed up in a suitcase, and we're only in Bangkok for 2 days, so I'm not going to unpack it. And also, our hotel room is really small because we didn't prepare for Bangkok at all. We just landed in Bangkok, got a taxi to Nana, which is the red light district, and just started looking for a room. And the first one we went into was triple our budget.
Oh,
So eventually we just took this small room for a couple of days. I couldn't really have painted in there. So I had my tablet and I was sitting there doing, and you can do one because you just press bang and the whole thing colors red and you choose another color, bang.
right, right,
Some
right.
drawings are less than 1 minute. They are just, and they're all filled in.
So
And then
you're making an outline like with your finger.
no, it came with a pen, so you're drawing on the screen with your pen.
Okay. Yeah,
The pen is a Bluetooth pen, so
yeah.
my plan was to do 13 hours worth of these things on my flight home, but the pen I can't use 'cause it's Bluetooth.
Oh,
Um,
that's funny. Okay.
so
All right.
I thought, what do I do on a plane? So I couldn't really do anything. Then I thought I'd do some writing, but then I found I was feeling sick. I can't
Oh,
read or write on a plane without feeling sick.
okay.
So I slept for about 9-10 hours on the plane, which was
Good.
kind of good.
Huh.
Um,
You
but
said there
no,
was there was an arrest or something. Or somebody was causing a ruckus.
someone was smoking in the toilets.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
he got arrested. Probably cost him a few £1,000.
Wow.
But it was fun, because
Right.
no, nothing happens on a plane to entertain you. So that
Right.
was quite fun.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so I did these digital drawings, and then I thought I'm going to video myself doing them because um, people might think it's just AI because they're digital.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
want there
Yeah.
to be documented proof that these are the real deal.
Okay. Right.
So I stopped. I did like 30 or just quick sketches, and then I just stopped. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a film of me doing them and speed that up. So at least it's archived that they are actual real drawings. Because everything digital now, you have to
Mm.
treat with even like video. You have to remind yourself that this might all just be AI.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. The Rose was showing me a photographer she likes, and many of the series he does or she does. I don't know. It takes the picture of the person. It's a portrait full body portrait. They could be laying down, they could be here. It's arranged well, and it's all about like a still life of this person and the artifacts they put in the picture. But then he does major digital manipulation, and I'm saying this is all. So you don't know, you just don't. He doesn't
Yeah.
use AI, but it's still like they're beautiful. But then you got this gorgeous, Vincent Van Gogh background, but it was just done with you know, a
Yeah.
filter, a
Yeah.
finger. I mean, so it's so hard for me to wrap myself around digital art in that regard because the drawing's one thing because you're drawing, right? But the color application is tough for me. It's tough because you could do a lot more than just put a blue in there. Some of these folks are putting, like wallpaper looks, very very intricate
Yeah.
patterns that are and when I see that on the Instagram or something, and I see people putting up these beautiful things, I'm instantly dubious or thinking, they're not saying it's digital art. So many times I don't get like the knowledge about what I'm looking at that it's very frustrating. So yeah,
Mm.
but um, also I like when people say the exact medium of what I'm looking at and the size. That's for me that's very important because to learn, to see what to compare to have professional jealousy. I want to make sure that I'm keeping up. But
Yeah. I well, I suppose it's what part of art we're attracted to. I mean, I like the human hand in
yeah, right,
everything.
right,
So for me, like Keith Haring, for example, is someone who I really like because he's almost they look like a computer, but they're
right,
not, and you can see they're not. And
right,
when you see imitations of that, you can see the difference. But sometimes I don't know why I know the difference, but I do.
right.
So
Me too.
so that's I mean I don't worry about digital art at all because I don't
Oh,
think
I don't.
it's
Yeah,
in any way a threat to what we're doing because it's doing something else. It's not the same thing. And
sure.
if they can replicate what we do, then that means that we're rubbish. Because if what we're doing can be so easily so if that's the case, then we've got nothing worth protecting anyway. So I
I
think
wonder. Yeah,
it might be a good thing, digital art for art, because it'll clean out all the rubbish that can be duplicated, and all you're left with are the artists that can do something that a computer can't, and they're the ones that I think are most valuable anyway.
ditto. Did you ever go to AI and put in "Make me an Edgeworth Johnston painting"?
No, I haven't.
Uh, Charles
I've
did
ignored
that for
AI
me like
for
3 years ago or 2 years ago. Charles Thompson did that for me for my painting. It sent me the picture. It was just like, yeah,
yeah,
I don't even know what it was. It had a lot of color, but
yeah.
I got to
I
try it now. I'll try it someday soon to see, because I have so much stuff out there. So they have the robot has so much to pick out,
yeah.
to make something. So you might try it. I mean, I know you did that conversation about Stuckism with AI a couple of years back.
Chat GPT, yeah,
Yeah,
it was completely off. It was rubbish. Chat
right.
GPT. I mean, if you're a student and you're learning Chat GPT and it's anything like as inaccurate of what Chat GPT threw back at me about Stuckism, it was laughable. It was hilarious how wrong it was. I don't
Yeah.
know if you follow British news. Our West Midlands chief of police has been. He was going to get sacked, but he was allowed to retire
Okay.
because they used AI. Well, he got sacked. He chose to retire. It's suspected because of a lot of reasons around this football match they cancelled. But in preparing his kind of explanation of that, they used AI, and AI just gave them all this rubbish, and it even invented a football match that never happened. So in this police report, they're referring to this West Ham game, the net, and
Oh man.
yeah, I mean, people think AI is such a shortcut, but I'm sure once you finish weeding out all the crap, it would have been easier just to have done it yourself.
Well, what Rose uses it at work for promotions and things, but she has to still write. She has to write the thing, and she uses it to clean up her grammar.
Oh,
Uh,
well, yes, you can do that on spell check. You know what I mean?
Well, right, but it'll also make it sound. It'll make it sound more. It's horrible. I don't agree with it at all, but it's just what they're doing. It sounds, I don't know, more bureaucratic, more authentic for an institution, more institutionalized. It's a way of, if you write an email to me about,
Yeah.
you can make it formal or informal. It formalizes it
Like,
and
yeah.
takes away all the stuff. But yeah, it's all new. It's all brand new, and it's probably not going to. I think there's going to be a lot of pushback, and I can't imagine it lasting. I think it's a new toy. We'll see what happens.
I've seen some video footage that was created entirely with AI. Um, and I was amazed at how convincing it was. There are giveaways. For example, there's the writing on the police badge didn't make any sense. So it's not perfect, but it's good enough to convince a lot of people something happened that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's a very powerful thing to have, even at the stage you're at now. If I wanted to uh fool the world that that something was going on, I could just get AI to do it, and I'd probably get away with it.
It's
Um,
because of the speed of everything. What that says to me is if things could slow down a little bit, it would bring us back to real journalism, where you had to actually have sources and people could check it. But things happen so quickly that you could put a video of Donald Trump eating a baby's head, and that's what happened. And then the news cycle is so fast, and people's attention spans are so short that
yeah,
it's already to the next thing before you have time to disprove it or prove it. Because to me, it's very simple. You turn everything off, and you find and new media gets created. I mean, it's not simple. It'll never happen. But the answer to me is let new media be created where we actually have people doing research. But that's slow and it makes everything slow in a fast world, and it's not going to happen. Just like art, art takes time. Time is money. Money's rare, and that ain't funny, right?
yeah. I mean, you can always. It's a bit like food. You do have the organic shop that charges you 3 times the price of the supermarket, but no one goes there. People
Right.
with it, like you say, in a world of no attention span, people will
Right.
go to the AI video rather than
Mhm.
wait a week for a journalist to finish doing his research before they
Right.
start forming their own opinion. That like I say, those days are over.
They're over, but then the one beautiful thing about being human is if they're over for 99 people, then I'll be the 100th person it's not over for because I can. So
Yeah,
it's my life. So if I need to take that kind of time, I don't care what the sots do. Let them do whatever they want. There's
yeah,
people who like Barbara Streisand movies. I've written that down. I mean, I'm not that person, so it's like it's a there's always going to be the horde, and
yeah,
and to me that's what I think we're individual. As an individual, you can choose not to be. So
yeah.
I won't be turning on those videos. I'm not going to be watching it, and I'll laugh when I see it. I watched when I was at my mother's down in South Carolina, which we'll get into soon. I
Right.
was watching. We have something here called the evening news. It's the four main stations have it every night on at 6:30 p.m. It's a half an hour long. And when I was a kid, there were names like Dan Rather, um, Walter Cronkite. I don't know if you've heard these people. Whatever, Peter Jennings. They would host this news show, and it's always tainted because it's what they want you to see, whatever it is. But they just talk to you at a level like we're talking right now. Like this is the news. I watched it with my mother for the first time, probably 20 years of me even watching this news.
Mm,
And it sounded like the world was ending, like it was coming down. The anchor man just was going, dum, 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 dum. It was like
mm,
the intensity of, and the news could have been about like movie stars. It didn't matter. But it sounded like it was really, really intense.
yeah,
And they actually changed the way they deliver it to the masses now. And the masses that watch TV, watch that news cycle are really 60 and over, 65 years and older.
yeah,
So they're the cable TV in the US is shrinking, or broadcast TV very much. Everybody's getting their news from this thing.
yeah.
Um, and they're tribal. Same things happen in the UK. They're getting the news they want to get, and the algorithm gives them the news they want to see.
Mm,
And so you have all these different perspectives, but groups of people getting them. But the evening news was, oh my gosh, it was the tone, the sound of them.
Yeah.
It was funny. So I don't know what it's like when you watch the news there.
I just give me what my algorithm gives me. I don't really watch. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, ITV news and BBC news. I don't really watch that very much. Um,
But
I
I've
can't
seen BBC.
remember.
Yeah, yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember the last time I watched ITV or BBC news for more than 10 minutes. Um,
Hmm.
I'll flick on and I'll read the ticker tape thing at the bottom, and that's me
Hmm.
done. Because I like it. I mean, the credibility of the BBC has been completely destroyed recently, so I don't really care what they're talking about. But I like to know
Hmm.
what stories are at least that are being covered and what's
Hmm.
not being covered.
Well,
So
that's what
I
they used
like
to do in the Soviet Union. Yeah, they listened to the news just to know what they're being lied about to, or
yes,
what?
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Um, but it's interesting what isn't. I mean, one thing that they're following in America, this killing of a nurse in
Mhm.
Minnesota by an
Mhm.
ICE agent. Now that's getting a
Mhm.
lot of coverage over here,
It
but
should.
also also in Minnesota, what I'm following is the fraud that's been going on with the day centers and the but I think particularly Somali uh, community there has been investigated by citizen journalists, and it's all blown up, and now they're uncovering what they think is hundreds and hundreds of billions, not millions, billions of dollars worth of fraud. And I mean, there's only like 400 million people in America. So if it's
Right.
like 400 billion, that's $1,000 per
Well,
person.
that's where I'd be wanting that journalist right there
That's
because
it.
that sounds like
That's
that sounds
nowhere. That's
yeah, right,
nowhere in the news. But
right,
the ICE agent story is a massive story. So
yeah.
uh,
Oh, open executions in the street is pretty rare for the U.S. So I mean, unless you're black. So now the white people are experiencing it, and it's freaking people out. So I mean, you know this. If you go down and protest Farmer Harmer and eight guys beat the crap out of you and shoot you in the back of the head 10 times, you're probably going to be pretty upset.
Um, what interests me about that story is the differing accounts of what happened from
Well,
people
there's
you're
the video.
supposed to trust.
I mean, all you had to do is watch the stupid thing. It's like you're watching us get gaslit so hard by our own president. Like, don't believe
Right,
what you see. Don't believe what you look at. That's not what happened. It's
right.
it's
I
so
haven't seen the video. I haven't seen the video.
oh my god. It's I've never. This is twice now. One lady got shot 3 weeks ago in the face 3 times. Called a bitch by the guy after he shot her.
Right.
and and she's a terrorist, and she's literally this mother of three. I mean, it's they're using the word terrorist now, and
Yeah.
domestic violence. It's the If our government doesn't come down in the next couple months, I'm going to lose my stuff because it's got to go. It's got to go because what's happening is an enormous amount of fear is being put on us, and things that I mean. Everybody, it's just like Minneapolis had a general strike. Do you know about that on
No,
Saturday?
no.
Yeah, a general strike hasn't happened in the U.S. in 80 years. Several 100,000 people stopped work on Friday.
Wow.
Um, 70 unions participated. All the unions.
What's
No
the strike
teachers. No
about?
the ICE is the name,
Having ice there. Right.
right? And this idea that masked people without ID are going around pulling people and putting them in vans. It's getting. I mean, it's crazy. It's never happened before. I mean, it's happened. Like I said, it happened
Yeah.
after our
So
Civil
they're
War
the
150 years ago. But
so
yeah,
these people have they pulled over anyone like a like they're looking for people who are illegally in the country. Have they been sort of caught pulling like a US citizen and shipping them off? Has that happened
yes,
yet?
yes, several
Right.
times,
And
several times.
right.
Yeah,
And so how's their what's their explanation for doing that? I mean, it's just kidnap if it's not legal. I mean,
you. I know. I don't know what to. There is no explanation. It's well.
right.
I mean, I don't know. What's it like in Thailand and or other places in Southeast Asia where the governments aren't the people aren't as free or something. I don't know. What are the legal there? Once you become lawless, it's lawlessness. I mean,
Right.
we pretend that America is this place, or not you, but here in
Mm.
America, that it's infallible or something can't go wrong. But it's slowly happening. It's happening every day. You know,
Yeah.
the I can't even explain this stupidity. I came from South Carolina. That's the South below the Mason-Dixon line, and I've always had a problem with the South because Civil War we should have just either punished them a lot harder or hung the generals because we didn't, and they all assimilated back into the culture and went out west and killed a bunch of Indians, and that's what happened with our militaries back in the 1870s and 1880s. Hitler used the U.S. Indian removal as an example of how he praised that that's how he was going to do it,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and Germany, Poland, and Hungary, and all that.
Mm.
So, anyways, my friend who I haven't seen in years, I caught up with down there, who just moved down there, went to his house, and this is my sister has also said the same thing. The first thing that people ask you is, "What are your politics?" Your neighbors come to your house. They ask you what church you go to,
Yeah.
and what are your politics out loud? What are your what are your politics? Do you like
Wow.
this president or the other one?
Yeah.
It's such an invasion of privacy that these folks are doing, and it happened to my friend, and it happened to my sister.
Mm.
And those two have opposite political views. So
Yeah.
the friend got liked by his neighbors, and my sister got damned by the neighbors, and it's crazy. Yeah.
It's almost, I mean, primary school children are above that level of behavior. It's despicable.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I
Yep.
mean, I have differing political views with Emma and Billy, and I
Uh-huh.
go,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sure I have different views with you. And
Uh-huh. Right.
but it's, I don't know. It's it's intolerance to an insane level to be that. And the
Mhm.
thing is, they're the kind of people who'll bang on about being a tolerant society. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
It's
Yep.
but like you say, when I see things like that happen, I just zoom in and think, well, in my world, I've got these 10 people I surround myself with, and the rest of the other 8 billion can do what they like because it's got
I
lots
have
of
to
people
start.
doing it.
I constantly am weaving back in and out of that philosophy, and I like yours.
Yeah. Well, it's when we've got the world on our phone, it's easy because I think we're programmed as human beings to respond to our immediate environment. Now
Mhm.
we've got the world in our face, and it's easy
Mhm.
to forget that a lot of this is none of my business, you know. So
Mhm.
and you have to remind yourself, look, let them get on and
Right.
do and get up to their business, and I don't need to approve it or disapprove it. It's nothing to do with me, and
Right.
I can choose a few things I might get involved. Like I got involved with the farmers in England. I thought I'm going to help
Mhm.
them out because that was below the level of uh of what I tolerate from a government. You know, you don't go after the hardest working people in the country
Which
who
is
are
what's happening here in the
the
U.S.
poorest people. They got no
Same thing.
cash. All
Right.
all their wealth is tied up in assets. They need to do their job, and you're going after them. It's like when you walk
Right.
in the playground and you see some big kid beating the crap out of someone 5 years younger than them. In
Welcome to
odd
America.
occasions like that, I'll stand up and go and protest. But the rest of the time, I just sort of say, okay, let them get on with it. It's not my fight, you know.
Right.
It's. I need to spend time on my own stuff, you know.
Well, you blend in doing a little bit of art with the protests, which is nice, and
Yes, yeah,
you keep going. Yeah, what you just said about looking after the underdog, that's pretty much been the bane of my existence. I've always, anytime I see a wrong, bullying happening, when it does affect me, and meaning my political government, but where I
yeah,
am, politics. I've always defined it, and it's defined this way in several dictionaries: is how do you want to live in society? I mean, how do you want to set up society to live? It's not a difficult subject, It's like everybody makes it into something like he said, she said, or you know, this guy's this and this person's that. But it's about, what do I want? Well, I want my grandchildren to have health care. I want to have health care.
Yeah.
So those, it's very easy for me to set up a political world. And do I want to just have it given to me? No. Rose pays $8,000 in taxes every year. I
No.
want it to come back in the taxes she pays. I don't
Yeah.
want a nuclear submarine. I want prescription drugs when I need them. It's not a difficult thing for me to lay out a political philosophy.
Yeah.
And when you see it being just ripped apart so much, by really bad people, and when I say bad people, lazy, just people that never really worked to get what they have or understand any kind of adversity, and you see them in your age, I see a situation where I instantly level myself with them and say, no, you're not nearly where I am in thought, because it's not coming from the heart. It's not coming from, you're not saying, what do my grandchildren need? You're saying, what do I need? It's a very selfish, self-centered politics. So it's very easy for me to throw that aside. But, you know, what does everyone need? Probably peace is nice.
Yeah.
It's like nobody wants violence. We don't want masked men in our streets, rounding up immigrants. There's probably better ways to do it. Having them come down to the office and doing some paperwork and saying, well, we're going to have to go to court and send you back
Yeah.
probably to Guatemala. That's an easy way to do it that isn't violent. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I ain't going to fix it. That's for sure. And I
No.
and I like your idea about having your ideas, and when somebody draws that line, you draw the line in the sand and they cross it, that's when you protest, right?
Yeah. But to an extent, I mean, like, to an extent that it's necessary. I mean, I I could do more demos, but I mean, I've got dependents now with on and that. I look after them. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I hope the farmers get what they want, but at the end of the day, I've got my own stuff to spend time on now. So
ID, the digital ID?
that is, again,
Where's
it's
that
another
going?
thing. Well, they're going to slip it through the back door. They're saying now it's not mandatory, but it's what
Mhm.
I mean. What it will be is it'll be like cash, right? We're allowed to have cash. Cash isn't illegal, but if you do business in cash, we're going to close your bank account. But you can
Jesus.
do it. You know, it's going to be like that with digital ID. It's going to be like, yeah, you don't have to have digital ID, but if you don't have it, your life's going to be unbearable. But you don't have to have it.
Oh,
So
that's how it is with a
that's what
smartphone now. That's
that
that's
they tried the hardball line of it's compulsory, and if you don't like it you can leave, and there was too much pushback, so now they're going to ease it in, but it's coming. There's no doubt in my mind digital ID is coming, and it will be, if not literally compulsory, it will be effectively compulsory to exist in this country without it, by which time I'm hoping I'm the other side of the world in Thailand, where this kind of insanity doesn't ruin your life. So
right.
that's that again. I'm thinking of myself now. I mean, I'm not going to go out on these digital ID protests anymore, because I've got more important things to do in my time regarding my dependents, my people, and also with
Mhm.
my ambitions with art and stuff. It takes time to do what we're doing with our painting and that. I can't be
Mhm.
mucking around with demos too much, because I could have done a lot of other stuff with that time.
And you did a lot of stuff in Thailand.
Yes, I think I haven't added it up completely, but it's a good 500 pictures got done in Thailand. So they're going
Wow.
to take some processing. Yeah.
Well, I
Uh,
watched your video in Camden. What was that, on Friday?
it was yesterday. Yesterday, so it was Saturday.
Yeah. Wow, it was another great one. You know,
Thanks. It was a slow starter, but yeah, I
well,
got
you don't know that in the video. You don't. That doesn't come out. There's always a face there, and you're talking to him, right?
That's right. Yeah, you don't.
Mm.
Yeah, the thing about the videos make Camden look a lot busier than it really is, because you between all those videos, you can have like an hour of me standing there just watching 500 people walk past. You don't see those lulls.
Well,
But
you're it was good that that person took your sign, the French
oh,
guy.
Nicholas, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So now
Nicholas.
you got to make another sign.
I know that's already happened to me before.
Yeah.
I think a Pole. I don't know. Was she from Poland? The one that says exhibited in Tate Modern, auctioned at Christie's. Now giving my that one. She took that one. I said first you can't take that. That's my signage. But then I thought, I really would like that to be on someone's house, like that.
Yeah.
So I thought, no,
Right.
you take that, and I did another one. So and also yesterday, I took one of the Camden Market Free Art Man with the red background on canvas. That went.
Oh
So,
yeah. Okay.
so the canvases that have Camden Market Free Art Man, they go like that. And the other things that go really quickly are the little Nirvana ones.
I
Those
saw
are the
that.
cards. I think the first four things that went were all Nirvana cards.
I know. I wrote that on your YouTube. It was like it's a Nirvana. It's a run on Nirvana. But um, yeah. So how many things did you give away total yesterday? I mean,
Oh, I guess about 10 or 12, maybe. I can't remember.
you're going
But
to be okay if yeah.
some went without an interview because there were a group of kids going through the suitcase, and I was talking to someone else, and the boy, he went to me like that as if to say, "Is it okay if I take this?" And I
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, sure, take it." So he
Right.
went off with one, and another load of people who were wearing these like silver hats were going through, and I noticed them all
What
interested.
Devo?
No, they looked like children's party hats, but they were on adults.
Oh,
They were adults.
okay.
Um, and they were looking through my stuff, and then I sort of looked back and they'd gone. So I think they might have taken a load of work. I don't know.
Okay.
So I think I probably got rid of probably 20 odd yesterday in total, and I probably got 10 interviews. I'd guess.
And it looked like nothing you did in Thailand went
I'd,
on the video. On the what
yeah,
I
I
watched.
don't think I've taken any of that stuff, the
Hmm.
Thailand stuff. I'm still. I'll show you. I'm still doing the mounts. Like here's my orange ones, and I've got yellow. These are for the small, the A7s, and
Mhm.
the A3 ones. Again, I have to say that it's going to be a couple of weeks before the Thai work is ready to go to Camden.
Even the books.
I don't know about the books. I'm thinking I'm going to either put them on Etsy or eBay, or give them to Substack subscribers, or sell them on Blurt or something. Because I want Blurt. I can't buy Blurt. I need to get Blurt.
Okay. Right.
Um,
What do you mean you can't buy it? What do you mean?
the exchange, there's an exchange called Qcoin where you can buy Blurt, but you
Hmm.
can't buy on Qcoin from England. You can't.
Uh,
It won't allow
I have
you
that
to.
problem here with Steam It. I can't buy. I the U.S. doesn't. New York State doesn't allow it. So
Right.
it's a state. It's state regulated for all this stuff.
Yeah. So I figured, well, all right, what I'll do, and also these are orange, so I'm going to do some Blurt themed things on
I
here.
like it. Yeah.
Give them away at Camden. Do the Blurt day at Camden. And then say to anyone on Blurt, you can buy these, just pay me in Blurt and I'll post it to you. Because I've been off grid life has been giving me loads of information.
I know he's good.
Um,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
recently went through, he sent me a long email and it was about taking your Blurt, converting most of it into Blurt power, and then delegating that Blurt power to someone who's a bigger fish than I am. So
Okay.
I've just started doing.
How do you get it back?
Oh, you can just unallocate it or whatever it is.
What's the benefit for you to give it to somebody else? Is my question. Like to delegate it. How does that help you?
I think I get like a percentage, but
Mm,
because the whale is
mhm.
more powerful than me, that percentage I get from that is probably more than I'll get operating on my own. I think
Yep.
that's what it is.
Right.
So I delegated a chunk to B Blurt, I think it was. And then I've got about 10,000 in Blurt power, which compared to like everyone else is tiny, but I need to
I got to
build
see
that
what I
up.
have. I have no idea what I have. I don't even pay attention to all that. I'm gonna need a lesson.
I
Have to
think
talk
I
off
think
grid.
you by default go 75% blurt power.
I do
So
that.
you've
Yep.
probably got a lot. So it's only a minority that's in blurt anyway. So I just took nearly all of that actually. I've got like 300 blurt now. The rest is all in blurt power.
Okay. All right.
So
I
when
sent somebody on there named Owasco who follows you too on Blurred and on Ecency. She lives I'm not going to say where, but somewhere nearby me, like not
yeah,
that close, but close enough. I sent her one of my little books I made, one of those canvas books.
yeah,
Yeah, and she was very happy with that. But I put a silver dollar in the back of it because
yeah,
it was a place. Did I show you that at all?
yeah, you
Okay.
did, yeah.
And do you know what silver is now? Do you know what it's worth now?
No.
It's gone up 200%. I mean, it's over $103 right now.
Wow.
Beginning of the year, it was 200. It was $28 an ounce. Now it's 103. And so she got a deal, and she got a silver dollar.
I've got a great big block of silver upstairs.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look into it. It's worth
Wow.
money, and
Oh,
that's a bubble right now. It'll drop soon, I think, but it keeps going up, and I've never seen anything like it. It goes up and up. Back in 2017, 18, I was only accepting silver for paintings. I would make people go
yeah.
to the pawn shop and give me coins. So
Mm,
I amassed a little bit, but I'm not, not going to tell everybody how much I have.
no.
It's in an undisclosed location.
Wow. Well, I'm hoping blurt is the next silver.
I hoping too, Bitcoin, all that stuff, because the dollar's going bye-bye.
Yeah. Bitcoin's tanking at the moment against
For
the
some
dollar.
reason,
Mm.
it's connected to the dollar, right? Why is that? I don't understand.
I guess, I mean, I don't know much about these things, but I guess that there's whales that can influence it, even Bitcoin. Um,
Mhm.
what you don't want is a large percentage of something held by a small percentage of the people. And I imagine Bitcoin,
99% of Bitcoin is held by 1% of the people who have it.
right. Now, what they can do is they can then buy and sell. And every time
Yep,
they
let it
do
go.
that,
Mhm.
I mean, every time they do that, then people will take from what they have and hold it. But the thing
Mhm.
is, they're finding ways to get hold of it, like what we talked about last week about California. Any bitcoins that've been on exchange for 3 years, they're just
Mhm.
taking it.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
mean, that's theft. I mean, that is
Oh
just
yeah, no.
theft. I mean, a lot of people like. I mean, I keep a small amount on an exchange because I want it on the exchange because I don't want all my eggs in one basket. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've not
Right.
abandoned it, and oh no, I can't do that. And I think what it is they know full well that there's a lot of people who have their money on their crypto on an exchange that aren't tech savvy enough to put it onto a hard wallet. So they're just going to rob those people of their Bitcoin,
Yep.
or force them to sell it. In other words, get it off of them for cash.
Uh,
Why? I mean, again, this is where I zoom back in and try not to involve myself. But
right.
why a people would tolerate a government to just decide I can take your Bitcoin if I've decided that you've abandoned it?
Right.
Is really beyond reason.
One of the only back to the little politics there. One of the only things I could ever think of in all the years of how do you get back at superpower like that when it's over you, and it's non-participation is the only thing I can ever come up with. I always come up with don't participate. And so here we pay taxes. I mean, I know in England they pay taxes, right? So
Yeah,
we uh, it used to be income tax began the turn of the century, turn of like 1900s, early 1900s. I think 1920 was the first time that you were ever taxed on your income, how much money you make. And it wasn't until the 50s or the late 40s that the US imposed on your paycheck. They take it right out of your paycheck. So they made businesses connect with them. So when Rose goes to work, she gets her paycheck, but they've already taken her money
yeah,
every week. So it's not like you used to before 1950, you paid your income tax it was all on your honor. Like, I made this
Yeah.
much money and I'll pay this percentage. And now it's just they steal it from you because they don't trust their own citizens. So they take it from
Yeah.
you, and then they take it where they never take. Very rarely do they take more. You set up your income what they're allowed to take. So you end up paying even more on top of that.
Yeah.
Every April, and it's a large amount of money. So
Yeah.
how do you fight? You can't fight it. There's literally picking your pocket and taking your money, so you can't even protest with money. So it's a horrible situation. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tax or jail. That's the
Right.
choice. So we pay our taxes. All we can do is try to vote people in who will spend our taxes
The right way.
the right
Or the
way.
way.
But like I say, we have one vote out of billions, so it's all we've got.
Right.
Success. I mean, I think success. I mean, just compete. You've got people who are struggling who need the government. And if we're struggling, we're going to need the government. If we can get out there and become financially successful, we won't need the government.
Right.
And we can choose our government. We don't have. If you've got enough money, you can choose the country you live in. You can choose a government to live under.
Yeah. No, lots of money. Right.
Yeah, you can
Right.
choose. You can choose which government your children grow up under.
What was it? The Beatles with Taxman. Was it like a 90? If that at that time period, England had a 95%. They were taxing the Beatles 95% of their income.
It was something like that. It was. I mean, I think the Beatles were paying at least 80% above. I mean, it's above a certain amount when the high percentages kick in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
so
Now,
so so that I'm just saying it can change like that. So you can make as much money as you want, but they can also take as much money as they want if they always have that power to do it. So it always makes you running like on a treadmill or like a hamster wheel, trying to keep up, instead of stopping them from doing it. That's my. I mean, I'm a firm believer. 5% tax. Everybody pays it. Everybody pays the same tax. Just pay 5-10% of your income. Done. It's like if you make
yeah,
$100 a year, if you make 100,000, that's what you pay. But we have such tax evasion here. I mean, ExxonMobil doesn't pay U.S. taxes. ExxonMobil is a U.S. company. So it's like we have such corruption. It's over the top. So even though, yeah, it'd be nice if we all had a fair, level playing field
yeah.
to see who can ride what kind of cream rises to the top. But it's just not. It just that doesn't exist. If it existed, I would be all for it. But it doesn't exist.
My idea is 0% punitive taxes. So
What's that?
0%. That's what I'd like to see. Nothing. So you can't you earn your money, and the tax is when you buy stuff. Like when you buy.
Oh, I would totally go for sales tax. Absolutely. Yeah.
100%. Like you can either tax the money coming in your pocket or going out your pocket.
Going out.
If I was Prime Minister, I'd have 0% tax on what goes in your pocket. That's the money you've worked for. That's yours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you want to go out and enjoy yourself with that money, now you're going to pay some tax.
Yep.
If you do that, I think you'll get a lot of rich people turning up on your doorstep, spending a bucket load of money in your country, and you'll find yourselves rolling in cash.
Yeah. Yes.
That's my now my political knowledge. You could write on the back of a stamp, but that's my opinion.
Me too. But I still think that's a brilliant idea. Well, that's how it used to be here in the U.S. before income tax.
Yeah. If I was a billionaire, I would go there. Yep. I'm not going to pay any tax, but I'm going to employ 10,000 of your people to work for my company. And if I'm going to buy myself a Lamborghini, I'm going to buy it in your country. And if every time you're going to make a ton out of me because I'm going to go over there and I'm going to be spending because I'm so
I want to have fun.
The super rich doesn't matter if it's $10 a hamburger or $100. They've got more money than they could ever spend anyway. They don't care. Just leave them alone. Just leave them alone.
Everybody who buys a hamburger at McDonald's or anything like that, they're still going to be paying something in tax. Maybe not food, but
Yeah,
material. Yeah,
yeah,
pint breakfast. These things, I'd pay my tax on that.
exactly. You pay tax on that. So people say, oh, the rich don't pay that much tax. Well, you need to track how much they're spending to know how much tax they pay, not just what they're earning.
Right.
And I think I think the deception that a lot of people don't take into account is that yes, there are tax loopholes, but they put those loopholes in the law for a reason, and that's because they want them in the country, and that's what the
Well, yeah,
loopholes are there for.
we have that all the time. We have,
Yeah,
and on a local basis, we have like Walmart. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a company. It's a department store.
yeah,
Let's just use Walmart as an example. And these small towns, and this is where I think when Emma and I have had this conversation before, where they they go to the town government, like Oswego, where I live, and say, give us no property taxes for 10 years, and we'll come there and we will be employing your people.
exactly. Yeah,
We'll give you jobs so your people can work for minimum wage with no benefits whatsoever. Never no full time jobs. They're all part time jobs. So
yeah,
it's a horrible deal. But it's the politicians jump on that because it means they're employing people,
yeah,
but it's taking away the business that was trying to have a retail business downtown, a mom and pop, literally destroys them. So you have these empty, this is all over America. You have these villages that are just disgusting, empty places. They've lost all vitality
yeah.
and there's no job there. And then on the outskirts, you have the Walmarts and the Costco's and all these department stores and the chain restaurants, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, and it's uglified the country so much. It's everywhere. Every
Now
town looks the
it's
same.
it's
Yeah,
the people of the town who choose to go to, like you say, the mom and pop shops. Let's say they can't compete with the big stores on price. But if you live in that area and you want your mum and pop shops, you've got to
mhm,
go and support them, because
right,
what happens is, like, we have it where we have a big supermarket that opens up and all the local shops go out of business, and people say, well, isn't it terrible that big supermarket put them out of business? Well, no, they didn't, because no one forced anyone to go to the big supermarket.
right,
It's the local people who decided to go to the supermarket instead of their little shop that put the little shops out of business. And
right. The only problem is that Walmart got a tax break where the little mom and pop did not. So it's not equal. It's not an equal footing.
it's
They got
not equal, but
right.
it's
So they're getting a gift. Walmart gets a gift. The mom and pop doesn't get a gift. They should give the mom and pop the same gift they give Walmart if it's an equal footing. But it's
they should
never an
do.
equal footing.
Yeah,
What's that? Right,
they should do. It should be equal. But if it's not, let's say, for example, we
right,
live in a terrible world where this kind of stuff happens, and you're the local people. That's why I like to think you would boycott the shop. Like when you go on
right.
strike, you
They
lose
do.
money when you
They
go on
try
strike.
to. Yeah, they
But
try
it
to, but
wasn't enough, because
then they all get
essentially
squeezed. Right, right,
essentially people don't care that much, and that's the sad thing. Not enough
right,
people care enough to make a boycott work, or to make a strike work. The power that we have as a collective
right.
never gets realized, because we've all got to act in unison together, and we never do. So the big guys always win.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I blame the people as much. I mean, I blame the people as much as I do
People are
the big
fickle.
guys.
People are fickle. That's for
Yeah.
sure. They'd hang us up in a second. They said, "Get the artists." They'd come get us. They'd lynch us.
Yeah,
Right. It's what it is. But again, what I'll end with this. It's just if it's a level playing field, I'm always for it. But
yeah.
Walmart would never come here if they didn't get that 10-year tax break.
No. So what's the
That's
alternative?
why
Yeah,
it's really comes down to that's where you elect people so they are fair with the people. But but there's all kinds of underhanded corruption going on where those elected officials,
yeah.
they need to be run out on a rail. But that's where again back to the people, they don't get together and do that. So it's like
I
it's
know.
just a circular problem. Nothing's going to be solved. We're not going to
No,
solve it.
no, no. I like to say, I'm gonna wash my hands of it all, and go and live in a shack in the middle of a rural farm. You know,
Rose and I talk
it's
about shack living all the time here, but here, because
it's simple life.
I, I could be rural here. I could do it here. Um, just what you're doing in Thailand. I'd be happy. I love the woods, you know,
Yeah.
and,
And you've got your children. You know, you bring up your children. You make sure they're in good shape, and
yes,
that's your priorities. And like I say, the politics of the world is just something that's overwhelming. Um,
right. Well, we're very fortunate. We're in the world where the planes aren't flying over our heads right now. So that's, I guess, my whole politics in life is trying to avoid that moment from happening. Um,
the planes flying over your heads.
Dropping bombs on us.
Oh,
We're
sorry.
very
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
we're
I
very
thought you
lucky,
meant.
and
I thought you
yeah,
meant living near an airport.
no, no,
I thought
no.
there's worse things
So,
in the world than that, Ron.
I know that's right. We come from cultures that have always, well, not you because you've had World War II, but in World War One, so it's pretty
Yeah,
bad. But in England, in London, World War II. But besides that, been pretty much had the upper hand for 400 or 500 years, and there's a lot of people that don't have that option. So we're very lucky right now. But I'm
yeah.
feeling, and my biggest fears are that it's coming, and it's a mild paranoia, but ever since things got really crappy about 20 years ago here, I've been watching and watching, and things just keep getting progressively
Right.
worse. So I don't know. When they come for me, all the freedom talk we talk about isn't going to happen. So you just gotta try to be vigilant.
Yeah. Well, we've got a small window of time then to get our art out. You know,
All right,
get Black Ivory into
what can I
people's
do?
face.
I want
Yeah.
to do what you're doing. I got to get outside. First of all, January doesn't look like it does at Camden.
J- Uh,
Our
I reckon
January.
I'll be getting 1 day a week in because next week the only dry day forecast I think is Sunday. Um, so that I know it's
When's on come?
end of March.
Okay.
So
Oh, before.
I'm using this time that I can't be at Camden to get stuff ready for Camden. So I can do and advertise myself as being out there 3 days a week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday are going to be during the summer. It'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday
And
every week.
Alan doesn't bother you because you mentioned before how you like Alan, but you also like the quiet sometimes. During your video, he was going.
He
He
was
was
on, yeah.
ringing that bell.
It's good. I mean, it's good either way. It's good with Alan and it's good without Alan. It's just good in different ways. I mean, when Alan's there, um, then he encourages a lot more people to come to, and which is good, and it makes for a good video and all that. But when Alan's not there, then I know the people that are stopping by are the people who are genuinely interested. So it's just different. I mean, I like Alan being there.
I
Um,
have our movie there, the Saving Stuckism movie, is has a couple more festivals out there that I still haven't heard word from. But I was checking out one today, and it was the LA Underground festival, which I think we might have a shot at.
okay,
Uh, so it's Los Angeles, but it's underground because they look for people who usually don't make movies. You know,
yeah, that's tough.
first time directors, do it yourself, low budget or no budget.
Yeah,
You know,
okay,
and I was checking out last year's winners, and I hope they're not ever watching this. But the one who won for documentary, ours is so much. I mean, I watched their trailer, and it was almost embarrassing how bad it was.
right,
so, so I
excellent.
think I think people think avant-garde means just bad now. I think that's what, because it also says they want avant-garde, but
Yeah,
yeah. So we might be too good for that one. We'll see.
yeah. It sounds like they want it to be a bit on the pretentious side.
I
So
guess yeah, but pretentious, almost like student work, but really bad. Like it was like a documentary on Japanese uh horror films that need to have more women in it. And it was just all these, fake blood being poured over women's heads during the trailer, you know.
right,
And
yeah.
they actually had bad grammar as Japanese, which is fine, but it was put in English and it was like, you know,
Mm.
coming this to you, August. That kind of thing. That kind of
Yeah.
thing. And it won. They're going, oh man, I want that trophy. So
I think it sounds like the equivalent of the Turner Prize.
yes, yes, just like that.
We've entered the Turner Prize for film, so let's not hold our breath. But we
Well,
should just invent our
supposedly,
own. You won the Stomach Turner Prize, Ron.
right.
That's you got the main one.
Yep,
Um,
and I've been pushing that accolade. But I say this every time, but for our listeners, if anyone sits through our videos, I hope you do. Is your videos are amazing. I'm telling you, you have a something there, bigger than big, and you always talk about archiving. And so when you get really
yes.
bored on a rainy day someday, somehow I know you can make something super creative out of that because they're already as shorts. I
Yeah.
swear they're that close to winning awards or whatever. Because the whole point is catapulting you to fame so you can meet Rich.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that in these videos because the people are bringing out amazing energy,
That's
and
it. I
your
mean,
questions are amazing. Or your questions, sorry, yeah,
no. So I think I feel like I'm riding their coattails so much because they're the content. Um, I just hold a camera right in their face and make sure
right in
I
their
pick up
face,
what they're
which
saying.
makes it even better. I mean,
Yeah.
and they
Um,
don't flinch. They don't flinch. They're awesome. Every single person is
the other thing I'm amazed at is that no one has messaged me afterwards to say, "Can you take that off the internet?" I've never had
right.
any complaints, no complaint or any negative comment from anyone who's been in the videos. And some of them are really nervous and unsure about doing the video.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but I mean, I do edit it so that if they do anything that I think they might be embarrassed about, I chop it out. So
Hmm.
um, most of the time, it's at the end of their sentence. They most people pull a silly face or something like that at the end of a
Right,
sentence. I chop all that
right.
stuff out just to make sure that if I was them and I was watching it, I wouldn't feel embarrassed.
You're a good editor. You're
Thanks. Yeah, I try to be a considerate editor.
consider it.
Yeah,
Uh, well, I'm just saying. I think you have. I mean, I can see those videos playing, and I'm not kidding. Like in 5-10 years in museums all around the country because no one's doing that.
that's
It's a
right.
those folks are teaching the world about how art is alive,
Yeah,
and you're right there doing it. And I put up, I think today I shared your Substack, and I just wrote a note saying that we're in the Northern Hemisphere above the 40th parallel latitude. Sorry, not parallel latitude. Are people outside in the street showing
yeah,
art like they're doing? I don't think anywhere.
no,
I mean, not in that cold, not in that
yeah,
gray. Maybe down in in Provence or something. There's people on the street showing art or whatever. But
yeah,
you've got a whole. We're talking. You have an Earth hour right now going on, and I just keep trying to push you because I think you got something there, and I think
yeah. Me
the
too.
visuals it's gonna matter.
I think with time, it gets more valuable with time. Like if I'd done that in the early 1970s, that would be even more interesting to watch now than it would have done
Hmm.
in the early 70s.
Uh huh.
So
Oh
I
yeah.
think it'll
Right.
age well. Those videos will age well.
Right.
And like I say, if I'm down there 3 days a week, I'm getting 10 interviews. That's 30 people a day. Um, it's like fish, you'll catch something,
You will.
you'll get a load of rubbish, but then you'll catch a big fish one day and you won't even know it. Uh,
Well, of all the things you're archiving, I think those are the things that are that are really strong to actually, like I said, catapult you at some point. Uh,
all right, cool.
they're going to help because there's not a person that would dislike watching those. It's just, I mean,
Yeah,
if it was a movie short for an hour long movie, and then you just edited those and put them together in some way, and this is what I do, the Camden Free Art Mark, man,
yeah.
um, eh, it's a good deal you got going.
I think, yeah, I mean, lucky. But one thing I do like is that, you never, there's always like two or three really interesting people in every video. So
Hmm.
it's like, okay, if this guy's boring me a little bit, I'll just wait for the next one because I know
Sure.
there's going to be some gold in there. Because there's always one who says something out the blue that you're not like. The last one, something
Mia.
like says, yeah, she says, "Oh, I'm into the Californian goth scene." I didn't know
Yep.
there's a Californian goth scene.
I I
You
didn't
know,
either.
uh, and I didn't. I mean, I, I, I think her interview went on for 3 or 4 minutes, but I could, if I had have really been a bit pushy, I could have gone on about that for about 7 or 8 minutes with her talking about the California goth scene. Because I thought, wow, that's something I
Mhm.
don't hear about very often.
I like the one with the girl from Massachusetts that you said, "Oh, I know somebody in Massachusetts."
Oh
You end up
yeah,
talking, well, you ever hear the Pixies? I like the name dropping. It works. And she was like, "Whoa!" But
yeah.
so
After
he's getting the,
after after we recorded that interview, I got her one of my leaflets that's got a photo of Charles in Billy's studio with the painting that I
yes.
have.
I
He
Yep.
said there he is. That's your friend. His name's Charles. I
Yeah, yeah.
sent her off. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Oh man.
So so what's are you in the middle of an art project? You got any slumpoos going on at the moment or anything?
Good.
Or
Let me
rides?
think about like no, because I didn't talk about my big trip I went on. I just got back from South Carolina, which is a 850-mile one-way trip to bring my mother to help bring put my mother in an apartment building there. Um, so I went and I was in a Virginia hotel on the way down. I stayed over one night, and on the way back I drove straight through. But the way down, I was saying I'm bored. I got there at 3, and I went and got a sketchbook and colored pencils on a deal at some store, and I was going to just draw every day. I had all these great intentions to just get some pictures down,
Hmm.
and it didn't work out that way. It was 24/7 with my mother, getting her set, my sister, and
Yeah.
you know, cooking meals. I cooked her a bunch of meals to put in the freezer, and it was laying that stuff out. So no, but now that I'm back, I don't have anything except painting, hard painting. I'm gonna this week. If you keep an eye on me, I'll be just putting out painting after painting after painting.
Yeah.
Um, as far as I do miss it. Rose always says I do very well when I have a project, when I have something
Mm.
set and a focus for the future, like what you did in Thailand, getting ready for
Camden.
Camden.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to be seeking that because I always, when I get kicked in the butt like that, it really motivates me, especially if if I'm looking forward to it. It used to be like with exhibitions. If I have an exhibition in 2 months, I try to
Yeah.
just add to all the work by just putting out more work and then picking out. But I think my biggest goal right now is to not lose sight about what I want because I went down to this Myrtle Beach, and I hope my sister doesn't watch this, but watching the retirees there, it's not a lifestyle I want to find myself in. I want to continue to do this until I can't move my arms.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and the only way to do that is to keep doing it. So it's kind of like I don't want it to be an obsession, but I want it to be a way of life. So I don't end up golfing in 10 years.
Oh no, I couldn't do golf. I mean, I'll just be conscious of the fact that I'm just wasting time.
Right.
Um, no, it's it, it, I mean, what about? I mean, would you do another film? Do you think? Um,
Yes.
and
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 I'm
then what would that film? I mean, you've got yourself. I mean, as a subject, so
Mhm.
that you don't need to employ any actors or write a script. Um, it's just
I
how
can't
do
even
you?
imagine doing a fiction acting movie, but I can do what you're saying. I think your project, I think free art is everything because another thing I'm trying to do is um noticing this from my mother and packing her things and old age. It's coming on me. I got if I'm lucky 25 years if I'm lucky. So that's I know how fast a year goes,
Yeah,
we very quickly. And I want to produce enormous amounts of art, but I don't want it to sit here. I want to give it. I want to have that channel like you're doing and just unloading it to the world.
So
including everything in here. Mhm.
do you have a place to go to do that?
We talked about this. I'm going to have to figure that out. So that's in my brain. Yeah. Do I have a place? Uh, Rochester is an hour and a half away. It's a city of a few 100,000 people, and I just have to start thinking about. But it's not just that. Come to my. I mean, I know a lot of people. Come get some art. My daughter's out in Rochester. I'll give her a bunch. Donate this. Do what you want because she's a administrator in an elementary school.
Yeah.
Just get it out. I want to get rid of it because I mean, I know you have the same problem. But my goal is in 15 years to have a knapsack and my art supplies.
Yeah.
I don't want to have boxes of my stuff to burden the kids with unless they want them.
Is there like a busy place or weekend near you?
Like a busy, like a Camden sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean they don't need to be there for any art related reason. It could even be a sports event. Like do you have a baseball team near you? And you could just be the guy outside the baseball arena with the
That's
art.
really funny. Yes, there's lots of that, but there's also parks and it's just about what you do, getting the guts and the gumption to just do it and to fail. Like you said, how many people come up to you in Camden? 20 yesterday. How long are you there? 3 hours.
Yeah. Oh,
So you get 20,
longer. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gave away 20 artworks in 3 or 4 hours. Well, I know I can give away, there's plenty of places I can give away 20 artworks in 3 or 4 hours. The only
I would
difference is
say
the quality of people might not be what you're getting.
no, I'm sure. No, I mean, I like I say, don't be put off by failure because if you record the failure, that's
Oh, I
just
love this.
part of the thing. I mean, it's like Emma and I in gigs. I mean, the gigs we play are something of a joke because no one comes, but it doesn't discourage us. If anything, it's a story. Do you remember when we went to that? I don't know, the Islington, and no one came, but we played the gig. I think was it with Shelley. There's literally no one in the room. It was us and the sound engineer, three
Oh,
people.
Jesus.
And the
Oh,
guy says, "Well, it's time for you to start playing. Do you want to
oh,
play?"
man.
And we played. And during our Shelley and I performing, this guy or lady, I can't remember, came in with a camera, like one of those great big, like professional looking cameras, and started taking all photos of us. Which I
Nice.
think the photos probably look nice, but she was the only person actually there. But
But you
again,
would never know. Right? Right.
it's just at least you've got a story about the time like we fell on our face. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that's really good. And you can tell your kids, tell your kids when your kids are upset and they say, "Oh, Dad, it's terrible. I tried this thing, it didn't work." Says, "Well, yeah, same happens to me." You know?
Right. Well, in the movie that I did there with you and Emma there, and yeah, you guys look pretty cool out there. It didn't matter. They couldn't. The people who were watching the movie that I made of you guys using your footage of the beehive, and
Oh, right, yes, yeah,
they're seeing you out there playing music. So their imagination is creating you in a whole different light.
yeah.
It's not a failure. It's not a failure at all in their
Uh,
minds.
The failure of the beehive was we didn't film it. I mean, because that was
Uh,
actually our best gig, and we we
uh,
we did actually go down okay at that. And we had, even though we only brought like 5 or 6 people, the other bands did bring a decent crowd with them.
mhm.
Um,
So you had a good room. Yeah,
yeah, that was good, that gig. And I announced to them that Ron True was the best artist in the world.
and you wore my shirt, which I have right over here.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah,
So then what I'm thinking of taking I'm going to do what you're doing. I'm pretty sure this summer, and just get out there and film it. I do have I told you last time, a grant out where I'm going to make a movie about free art. So
yeah.
that might be my next project, and
I
whatever.
think that's my project. Free art, frees art.
Right.
Black Ivory is the sort of like establishment that's doing it, and free art, because I think that's what's most interesting is Black Ivory and free art frees art. So just do that. Uh,
That's right. And it also helps me with my life goals of cleaning up myself over the years. So I walk out of life with what I came into it with. That's a private, personal philosophy sort of thing. I've seen too much. I've seen too much cleaning up of the old people in the past 5 years. The
Yeah.
ones that go, the ones that leave us, and a lot of burden on the young people. I have a couple daughters and grandchildren. I don't want to leave them that. Um, so there might be a situation where Rose says no, we put them in boxes and we'll put them in permanent storage somewhere, which is fine. You know,
Okay.
I just want them out of. I want them out of my face. So I would be thrilled to know that I make 100 paintings this year. That's probably low,
I think it
but
probably is. Yeah.
but 100 places for them to go. You mentioned where to go. All kinds of festivals I can get into. Like you said, baseball games, but there's like Harbor Fest is here in Oswego, for instance. It's a town of 15, 20,000. We get 200,000 people on a long weekend.
Just
And
people, any kind of people. And don't worry about the
yeah,
quality of people. I mean, people
I
pretty
know,
much
I
the
know,
same,
right,
you know.
right. Oh, I know they are the same, but the answers would be interesting for you to see what comes out of my rural upstate New York.
Yeah.
Um, Ideas about art. People visually, yes, we're all human. They'll like the painting, but
Yeah.
but answering your questions, is art important to you? I would think I would use your questions and
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
see how it turns out here. Because the
I'll be
simplicity of
interested.
those questions are the that's the genius, are how simple the questions are, and then the people embellish and bring out something out of themselves. So yeah,
I'll be interested, like at a fish market. What do people at a fish market think about art? Just go one day to a fish market with them.
out of this, yeah, and again, we'll see, and if I'll probably have a lot of police checking in on me. Depends, but
That's another good thing, as long as you're not actually going to get arrested, as long as it is just, as long as you're above the law and they don't kill you, shoot you in the face
right.
6 times and call you a bitch.
No, I tried to shoot me in the back of the head 10
Yeah.
times. Oh my god. Oh, all right, let's break up.
Okay. Oh, by the way, one last thing.
Mm,
I want to download the transcript from this. Do you know how to
mhm.
do that?
I think when you close this up, you're going to find some options. Because you. Oh wait. Oh, this is me. I did this. Uh, I'll close it up and I'll let you know if I know, because I don't.
Because
Um.
what I'm going to do the clips that Substack do automatically are good, but there's lots of stuff that would make a good video that the clips don't get. So I was going to do that and then have the transcript underneath, so the Google
Okay.
search can find it.
Does it let you make your own when we hang up? Does it let you make your own clips?
No, what I'll probably do is download the YouTube video and cut it up myself in my video editing software.
So, is there a way I can share the dialogue with you?
That yeah, if you can, if you and this goes for our previous ones as well. And there's no rush on this because I'm too busy at the moment to do this. But at
Mhm,
one point, for example, I'll get a chunk of text of us talking about one subject
mhm,
and make that one video,
mhm,
and then
mhm.
do a blurt post of Ron and I talking about whatever, Camden, or us talking about anything, stuffism or something, and then just have
Substack lets you do that. It lets me do. I can make my own videos after this. I can make my. I can
right.
go and it does the transcript also.
Does it do that for just the host of the video, or could I do
I
that
think
as well?
so, and that's what
Uh,
I'll look into it. And if it's not true, I'll do my research and I'll get back to you. I'll
yeah,
figure it
like
out.
I say, no rush. It's just an
Okay.
idea I have for the future.
Too many ideas.
Yeah,
Turn it
okay.
off.
Yeah, we have to have to finish things. Starting too many, finishing too little.
Is there any good about being back at Muswell Hill?
Yeah, good. No, I'm glad to come back. Um, I'm getting a head start from when On gets here. When On gets here, I'll have a load of work just ready to take, and it'll be covered in advertising. Everything has advertising on it now, even if it's on the frame.
I saw that guy from Chicago take one of yours. It was nice, full of advertism.
Yeah, that
Were they
it's
candles? He said they were candles. Were they
they are
candles?
candles.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
um,
Yep.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if there's no advertising on it, I might as well just throw it in the bin. I mean, if anyone's going to have it on their wall and it doesn't have any text on it, it's like
Right.
having an advert up in a newspaper with no contact information. It's just a
Right.
waste of time.
Did you ever think of getting a QR stamp?
Uh, no, I did. I mean, I print them out and glue them on.
Well, they
A
do. They make
QR
the stamps.
stamp.
You can get a custom stamp for like $30. Probably 25 pounds of QRs, and it might make it fun
Okay,
for you to just be stamping. Because then, if
that's a
I
good
mean
idea. Yeah,
you
that's a
like
good
the stamp.
for £25. That's worth it. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, that's on my to-do list. QR stamp.
Yep, custom made for Edgeworth.blog.
Yeah, there you go, Ron. So yeah, world domination plan has been updated. Uh,
Okay, all right.
we'll
Well,
get there.
have a great week, and I'll keep an eye out for Camden next week and watch the video again.
Brilliant, Ron. And yeah, and I hope your mum's settling in well. That's the main
Me too.
thing.
Yeah,
And
thank you. And you got to see your dad now, so that's good.
yeah, yeah, no, I'm glad. I mean, coming back was a good idea. I could have done the extra month, but um,
All right.
I I'd finished that phase. I need to move on to the next phase, and
Mhm.
that I can only do that from here. So, but no.
Excellent.
All right, I'll speak to you soon,
All right.
and
Cheers.
cheers. All right, bye, Ron.
Bye bye. Oh, we're still here. Eh.
Good picture.